Councillors, I'll open the meeting at 9:03 a.m. and thanks very much for your attendance. We've got a councillor online in Councillor Searide, and we've got apologies from the Mayor and Councillor Vincent. Is someone willing to move? Councillor Brumpton?
I move that apologies be received and leave of absence granted for Councillor Taylor and Councillor Vincent for this meeting.
Thanks, Councillor Brumpton. Seconder, Councillor Davis. I'll put that. All in favour?
Yes.
That's carried 8-0.
Sorry, 7-0.
7-0. Thank you. And we'll move to the confirmation now of the minutes from the budget meeting on the 19th of June. Do I have a mover? I do. Councillor Brumpton.
I move that the minutes of the special budget meeting held on the 19th of June 2025 be confirmed.
And a seconder? Councillor Hancock. Would the mover like to speak? No, I'll put that. All in favour?
Yes.
That's carried 7-0. Confirmation of the minutes from the ordinary meeting on the 19th of June 2025. Is there a mover? There is. Councillor Hancock.
I move that the minutes of the ordinary meeting held on 19th June 2025 be confirmed.
A seconder? Councillor Davis. Does the mover wish to speak? I'll put that. All in favour?
Yes.
That's carried 7-0. First item is 11.1 Audit Committee Meeting Report 9th of June 2025. Is there a mover? There is. Councillor Brumpton.
I move that Council receive and note the update from the Audit Committee meeting held on the 9th of June 2025.
A seconder? Councillor Burkett. Would the mover like to speak?
Just briefly, this is the second report in this format that we've received at Council. It gives us a lot more detail about what the Audit Committee has been discussing and where we're going. I think of note is that we have the interim report by the QAO tabled with it, and that no new issues have been picked up in that audit, which is great for us. Also of note is that the asset capitalisation progress, we had years worth of work in progress that had not been capitalised, and there's been a significant amount of work done by through the Mayor, by I think Cameron Hoffman and his team have done a lot to get that sorted. I'm not sure how we end up at the 30th of June, but just before the 30th of June we were very close to getting all the ageing ones done, and that was many years worth of outstanding work. So I'd like to commend the staff for doing that, and unless anyone's got any other, I think they are my two main items to discuss.
Thanks, Councillor Brumpton. Any speakers against? Any further speakers? Just got a question. What's the Shell financial statements on page 54?
The Shell financial statements are, I guess they're like the draft set without the new figures for the new financial year in it. So they're like, they call it a Shell financial statement. So it's like, it's a full set of financial statements with all the notes with last year's data in it.
Right.
Ready to go for the new year's data to be put into it.
It's like a template.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Any further speakers? There's not. I'll put that. All in favour?
Yes.
That's carried 7-0. Item 11.2. Annual Show Public Holidays 2026. Is there a mover? There is. Councillor Burkett.
I'd like to move that Council approve the Chief Executive Officer to make application for ministerial approval for the following special holidays in 2026. Friday, 8th of May 2026 for the 2026 Roma Annual Show holiday, and Tuesday the 12th of May 2026 for the 2026 Mitchell Annual Show holiday.
Thanks, Councillor Burkett. Is there a seconder? There is. Councillor Brumpton. Does the mover wish to speak? I'll put that. All in favour?
Yes.
That's carried 7-0. Item 13.1, Roma Touch Association request for assistance. Is there a mover?
I'll move.
There is. Councillor Flynn.
On the Council provide in principle support to Roma Touch Association Incorporated
for their application to the Gambling Community Benefit Fund for a lighting upgrade at the Roma touch football fields. 2, commit $10,000 towards the project pending a successful grant application, with funds to be allocated from an underspend in the 2025-26 Capital Works Program. Request that council contribution is acknowledged if application is successful, and note that the Roma Touch Association Incorporated has an existing user agreement for the use of the council-owned touch football fields and is responsible for maintenance of buildings under this agreement. And I'll add 5, that council invite the Roma Touch Association to a future briefing to discuss the future of the Roma Touch Association with council.
Thanks, Councillor Flynn. Is there a seconder? There is Councillor Burkett. You got a question, Councillor Hancock?
Thank you. Just with number 2, I support it, but I'm just wondering, first time sort of said that we're going to commit $10,000 towards a project and be allocated from an underspend of 2025 capital works. Normally, shouldn't we just be looking at this at Q1 review? Because how can we? There is unless there's a rollover project, which means it'll be underspent in this year, not last year. I just don't see how we can take funds from a capital project last year that hasn't been rolled over.
We're in this year now, though.
25,
So
26.
this 25-26, so there'll be no...
Oh, so it is 25-26. So we already know that there'll be an underspend in the 25-26 capital works program.
So I was going to raise this exact same point, and I see that you've referenced the Roma netball courts. Shouldn't we then theoretically allocate the 10,000 and reduce the Roma netball court in the interim to 140, and then we are actually covered? That's the point that you're making.
I was a bit confused. Now that you explained it, I'm right. I'm on the page, but I was a bit confused by that.
Well, the other option I thought was to say just through Q1.
That's what I think. That's what we normally do, is just do it through Q.
Just change the wording to say through Q1 budget review, and then if that one hasn't, but there's somewhere else.
Commit 10,000 towards the project pending a successful grant outcome, with funds to be considered at Q1. That covers it, I think.
Well, that's more in line with our
Make sure the movers
process.
The
Councillor
problem
Flynn.
I see with that is that if they don't get the grant, and we're reviewing it in Q1, I don't think the gambling community benefit applications will be reviewed and known whether we're successful or not by Q1.
It won't matter. We'll just commit to it whether they're successful
At a
or not.
quarterly budget review.
We'll just
then
commit
don't
to
say
it whether
Q1.
and then we can deal with it later.
Councillor Davis's point's right. Don't say Q1, add a quarterly budget
Quarterly
review.
budget review.
Tie us into that.
It's still committing to that 10,000, yeah.
And just one other question to Councillor Flynn, just with invite the Roma Touch Association briefing discussion. I actually love that. That's great. But when you say the future of the club, positive future
Yes,
of the club,
there's-
not a negative.
There is some issues, and Georgie and Andrew have been aware across
That's okay. That's okay. But it's
a possible change of action with the club.
okay. Perfect. Right.
You
We'll
mean
know
just,
more when they come and
We're
talk to
not
us.
committing to something that.
So,
might
Councillor Flynn is the mover. Are you happy with that amendment on point 2?
Yes, I am, yeah.
Yeah, and the
Can we
seconder?
just change that to allocated, not considered, because we're saying we're allocating it, aren't we?
I don't think we can allocate.
Allocate
before
at a
the review.
future review. Because we want to commit, we're saying we want to commit to it.
Funds to be finalised at a quarterly budget review. So we're committing at the beginning, and I see what you're saying, Councillor Brumpton. Funds
Okay.
to be
Allocated.
finalised at a quarterly budget review.
is that bottom one all right, Councillor Flynn? That
Can we use the word allocated?
discuss a
Yeah.
possible change? Is that right, that bottom one?
Well, I think the
I'm
Deputy
quite
Mayor's
happy with
proposed,
that,
that chair's got finalised there, I think, so.
Yeah, that works.
Because
That works.
it's a play if you say commit and then you're
Yeah,
allocating it
yeah,
later.
Yeah.
Councillor Flynn, are you happy with the amended changes to point
Yes,
2?
yes, happy.
And the seconder,
Yeah.
Councillor Burkett?
Yep.
Councillor Flynn, would you like to speak?
Yeah, I'd like to speak in support of this application for the Roma Touch Association. I added item 5 there simply because of the fact that I had previously thought that we had invited the Touch Association to a briefing. We're on discussions through my sport and rec portfolio with the relevant officers. There has been an indication that there may be some change of the user agreement with the Roma Touch Association. And I'd like to make sure that we have the Touch Association at a briefing to discuss the future of the organisation.
Thanks, Councillor Flynn. Any further speaker against? Any further speakers? Councillor Burkett?
Yeah, we did in the last resolution, we did invite Roma Touch. Well, we were going to invite them in. I'm fully supportive of this. Any way we can help a sporting organisation, any community organisation, especially when we've got ties to it through our own land, and what they do for the community and the events they're hosting this year alone, I think any way we can support them is a great thing.
Thanks, Councillor Burkett.
Sorry, can I just add to that it has been confirmed that the State Touch Carnival will be held here in August. There has
Thanks,
been
Ken.
some doubt about it with accommodation, but I think confirmation has come through from South West Sport that the Touch Carnival will be held in Roma.
Thanks, Councillor Flynn. That's a good outcome. Any further speakers? There's not. I'll put the resolution. Those in favour?
Yes.
That's carried 7-0. Next item is 14.1, policy endorsement wild dog scalp bounty. Is there a mover? Councillor Burkett.
I'd like to
Councillor Searide.
No, you're right.
You go, Councillor Sarah. It's
Nah,
your
sorry.
it's your thing.
Councillor Searide.
I'd like to move that Council endorse the wild dog scalp bounty policy as presented and authorise its implementation with funding and operational details to be managed under the pest management budget.
Seconder, Councillor Burkett. Does the mover wish to speak?
Just briefly, thanks, Deputy Mayor, that we have been through a briefing and also had this wild dog scalp bounty policy. The paperwork involved reviewed through the Biosecurity Management Committee meeting. So everyone's had a good look over this. We all agree, and the Rural Lands team have done a wonderful job of bringing it all up to how it should look for at this day and age of where we're at. So yeah, thank you to the Rural Lands team for reviewing this and making sure this form is easier and better for us to use.
Thanks, Councillor Searide. Speaker against? Question, Councillor Hancock.
Just a quick question. We didn't have a wild dog scalp bounty policy previous to this. This is the first one, isn't it?
Through the chair, no, this is the first policy.
Okay, thank you.
Any further speakers? I've just got a question. What was the intent around communicating this policy to our primary producers that this would directly impact?
The intent or our plan.
Plan.
So back through the biosecurity advisory in August, tapping into their connections, and then we're preparing a story via our comms department to share that broadly. Can potentially go in the Bottle Tree Bulletin after that. We have a connection of, I think, 800 odd email addresses as well that we can directly send.
So when we go out to landowners with our baiting programs, do we do that via mail or via email or both?
We have, in the last 2 or 3, it has just been directly via email with our communications plan through our other channels, radio, social media, website.
I think it would be of real benefit to get the policy and the forms directly to those landowners to note the change.
Sure.
But that's good if we're going to do that. Any further speakers? There's not. I'll put the motion. Those in favour?
Yes.
That's carried 7-0. Well done. Thanks, Annie and the team.
Thank you.
Item 14.2, change application minor, material change of use, intensive animal industry. Councillor Flynn?
Yes, I'd move that this matter be referred to a briefing of the council on the 16th of July.
So Councillor Flynn, it might, just in terms of procedural, you're looking to defer this decision to a future council meeting
Yes,
to come via a briefing.
that's right.
Yep. So you just got to move to defer the matter to a future council meeting?
Via briefing.
Via briefing on the 16th. Is 16th of July is the briefing?
You just move to,
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'll move that, but I believe that it should come back to the briefing on the 16th of July because we have another planning matter that we're doing an inspection on.
yeah, so just if you move to defer this matter to an upcoming council meeting and for it to come via a briefing on the 16th of July.
That's fine.
That's Councillor Flynn moves that, seconded by Councillor Brumpton. I'll put that all in favour.
Yes.
That's carried 7-0.
Thanks, Kate.
Thanks, Kate. 14.3, Baringa Heritage Museum Management Deed. Councillor Burkett's got a conflict.
I've got to declare a conflict on item 14.3, Baringa Heritage Museum Management Deed. Declaring council as myself. The person of interest is my father, Gary Burkett. Particulars of interest, Gary is an executive member of the Baringa Heritage Museum. Type of conflict, prescribed conflict of interest, and I will leave the room while the matter is discussed and voted on.
Thanks, Councillor Burkett. Did we just all check that? Those microphones are all on, aren't they? Yep. Councillor Burkett's left the room. So item 14.3, do we have a mover? Got a question, Councillor Brumpton?
I assume it's through legal advice, but in the context we've got, while the group has previously operated under commercial tenancy agreement, a management deed is now considered more suitable. On what basis is it is it because of legal advice that?
Through the chair, this previously when council considered the commercial tenancy agreement, we laid it on the table to seek the legal advice, and that was
I just wanted to
that
be
was the
sure that was
advice that-
through legal advice that
The new format, yeah, because I think last time it was a commercial lease, I think it was, and I think council questioned about, because we're renewing it, and should it be a commercial lease, and so I think the question was, the legal advice, okay, is not a commercial lease, this is the more appropriate.
For a not-for-profit community
For
group.
not-for-profit community group, right?
just for future, it would be good to actually word
Reference
that
that.
in there so you know the legal advice has been received. Just,
Okay.
Thanks, Councillor Brumpton. Is there any other questions? There is, Councillor Hancock.
So just with changing over from that to that, there's no big changes in here? This is what they are happy? Have they seen this? They've seen a draft?
yes, they were happy. They've reviewed the deed and were happy to consider the deed over the commercial tenancy agreement.
Yep. And you're happy?
Yes.
Councillor Brumpton, happy to move.
I move that Council 1 enter into a management deed with the Baringa Heritage Group Incorporated for a period of 5 years with the option to renew for a further 5-year term for the management of the Baringa Heritage Museum. And 2, authorise the Chief Executive Officer or delegate to execute the necessary documentation.
Thanks, Councillor Brumpton. Seconded by Councillor Hancock. Does the mover wish to speak? No one else. I'll put that all in favour.
Yes.
That's carried 6-0. Thanks, Brett. All right, next we go on to late.
Reprint and all that.
Alexander Avenue.
Righto, late agenda. L1, options for the extension and sealing of Alexander Avenue, Roma. Is there a mover?
I'll move it.
Thanks, Councillor Brumpton.
I move that council request a report be prepared for an upcoming council meeting via a council briefing, outlining the options, estimated costs and potential funding sources for the extension and sealing of Alexander Avenue, Roma.
Thanks, Councillor Brumpton. Is there a seconder? There is. Councillor Davis. Does the mover wish to speak?
I know, and I have been party to discussions from residents also around this area, and I know it's always been contentious because it may not have actually been a road as per the report, but a lot of locals use it, and the state of it is often discussed, so it'll be good to look at what the options are potentially for doing anything there, formalise it.
Speaker against?
No, not against, but can I just ask a
Flynn.
question with regard to the photo that we have in front of us, the red line? Does that include the actual turn into Northern Road?
Car park.
It's into the car.
Because I thought that was the area in question rather than the actual Alexander Avenue side of it.
Can that be brought back via our?
I think it's going to be in the report.
Sorry, Councillor Flynn, I didn't quite understand what you were saying.
Well, I don't see on the red line that it's covering the culvert.
I think it goes.
It's definitely covering the culvert.
Yeah, it comes into the car park area there.
Culvert is back here,
but here-
and then here somewhere.
Covers all them
There's the building.
1,652.
Yeah, it's
Dollars.
obvious. But anyway, it'll be in the report.
That's what's like
anyway.
driving that road.
Yeah.
The bit of road that you're thinking of, the intent for this report is to deal with it. That culvert that you're talking about,
Well, can I have a corollary question to that?
yeah.
Do we need then to get Main Roads approval, TMR approval, because we're actually allocating that street then on to the Main Roads intersection?
Cam, Deputy CEO.
I don't have a problem with the project, but I just want to make sure that we get it right.
Yeah, so through the chair, what I understand the report, it wouldn't go onto main roads. Obviously, the road at the moment starts to head back into the Northern Star store car park. The intent, what I would understand of this is how can council formalise the current arrangements? At the moment, the road's not on the register. It's maintained ad hoc and that sort of stuff. So from what I understand, this report is more to present what's the options to formalise the current arrangements rather than head onto that culvert and tee off onto the main roads intersection there. So
Thanks, Cam.
I've
I might speak to it if that's all right.
Oh, just got another question.
A question? Yep.
For the sake, I know one of the things was, and people that live at that end of Alexander Street probably don't want 1,000 cars going through there. Would there be allocation of speed bumps or something so it's not a fast shortcut? Would that be
through the chair, like that floodway in itself is quite steep and is a little bit, it naturally slows cars down. We could definitely have a look at it. If it is formalised as a road, you generally can't put your yellow and black speed humps. You see them in car parks. They're mandated for car parks. Normally a hump on a road's the big flat top and then goes down.
maybe where it comes onto the car park entry? Anyway,
Yeah.
let's come back and report. Yeah.
So yeah, but no, that's
Thanks, Cam. I'll speak to it, given I've tabled it. Thank you to Councillor Brumpton for moving it. The intention behind this was simply to get it on the table. This has been raised for as long as I've been on council, and I think it's time that we seriously look at it and address it. I've had residents as recent as the last month raised with me that council needs to do something about this, because a road is a road if people think it's a road, and people think this is a road, and we need to look at options to address this if we can. I know it's been raised in other terms, but it hasn't come to the table. So I'm bringing it to the table for councillors to first consider that we allocate and endorse through Robbie the team to investigate this, so we can have a proper look at this once for all, and we can go back to the the parties that have raised this issue over a number of years. People are going to continue to use this. I think the nature of this particular road is that you aren't going to get people speeding through there. You just can't do it. You certainly can't do it in the state of how the road is. But even if we were to bitumise it and form it up, it still doesn't lend itself to see excessive speeds through there. So it's simply on the table so we can get the relevant information. And why I've asked for it to come via a briefing is for the reasons that have already been highlighted today. There's questions and suggestions, and councillors need time to consider it. Any further speakers? Does the mover wish to sum up?
I don't think we need to.
I'll put the motion. Those in favour?
Yes.
That's 7-0. Thanks very much. Next item is L2. Wallumbilla Multipurpose Facility name. Councillor Seawright, you've got a conflict?
Yes, Kel, I'll probably drop a bit off at the in the particulars of interest, but I'd like to declare a conflict of interest on item L2, the Wallumbilla Multipurpose Facility name. The declaring councillor is myself, Councillor Brendan Seawright. The person of interest is myself. Particulars of interest, I am the president of the Wallumbilla Town Improvement Group who submitted suggested names for the multipurpose building. Our type of conflict is prescribed conflict of interest, and I will leave the room while the matter is discussed and voted on.
Thanks very much, Councillor Seawright. You'll drop off the meeting and we'll send you a message when you can rejoin.
No worries, I'll do that. Thank you.
Councillor Seawright has left the meeting. Is there a mover? There is. Councillor Hancock.
I move that council endorses the Wheat Shed as the official name for the Wallumbilla Multipurpose Building.
Is there a seconder? There is. Councillor Burkett. Does the mover wish to speak?
Yes, thank you. The Wallumbilla Multipurpose Building is an amazing facility for the Wallumbilla community, and the naming of it has been a really important aspect of the building, which is why council has done extensive consultation to the Wallumbilla community to ensure that the name provides a connection to the building for the community. I am comfortable now that we have done enough consultation with the community, and the community has told us loud and clear that they wish for the Wallumbilla Multipurpose Building to be called the Wheat Shed. It's a nod to their history, and it'll provide a connection for them, for the community. So I'm happy to move this today.
Thanks, Councillor Hancock. Speaker against?
Oh, I just had a question.
Question, Councillor Davis.
Thank you. I note in the original report that came to council on the 12th of June, the original recommendation was approve signage, branding and communication activities undertaken to reflect the adopted name. Is that not required for this report?
It wasn't the officer did actually have that as part two of that, so we brought it back for that. We're going to bring the signage back as a separate one.
So we're just voting on the name. Yeah. Thank you.
The officer did actually have it as point two.
Yeah.
I just thought, let's deal with the name today and I can bring back as a separate.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Davis. Speaker against? Further speaker for? Councillor Burkett.
Yeah, I'd follow on from Councillor Hancock. There's definitely some extensive consultation with this, and I think we eventually got to where we wanted to be. And the Wheat Shed, I know, was probably, I wouldn't say out of left field, but it's shortened up. But I think it fits with the area, like the Big Rig and the Mucka Pub, like the short, catchy things that you could probably sell. There will also still be the capabilities to put, obviously, the library and the Calico Cottage under, so everyone's going to get their little name there. But I think it's a great thing to sell to the tourist sector, and yeah, just thank staff for going the extra mile.
Thanks, Councillor Burkett. Any further speakers? There's not. I'll put the Councillor Hancock.
Can I sum up?
You can.
Thank you. I just want to actually go on from what Councillor Burkett said regarding the whole building's called the Wheat Shed. There's definitely going to be opportunity for the individual areas within the building to have their own signage and their own acknowledgement of what's happening in that area. And so I just want to make that really clear as well. This is the overall name for the building. And I too would like to thank, through you, CEO Rob and Director, for your staff and all your hard work to be able to get this communication out and back from the community. So thank you so much for your work in that.
Thank you, Councillor.
Thanks, Councillor Hancock. I'll put the resolution. Those in favour? Carried 6-0. If could you, John, if that's all right? Thanks, Councillor Burkett.
Thank you, councillors.
Thanks, Steve.
Well, that's it for open. Just wait for Councillor Searide to rejoin. He's back. Yeah, there, Councillor Searide.
I am back, thank you.
All right, that's the end of the open agenda. Are there any conflicts with confidential? There's not someone to move us into confidential.
Well, I haven't
Councillor
done it for
Burkett.
a while, so.
Oh, a small one, Councillor Burkett.
It's like. Sorry, in accordance with the provisions, I nearly forgot what to do. In accordance with the provisions of Sector 254J3 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, the Council resolved to close the meeting to the public at 9:34. Where am I? To discuss confidential items that its councillors consider it's necessary to close the meeting. So I don't have to do that one again, do I? No. The matters.
Yes, you do.
You do. In accordance with Sector 254J5 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, the following table provides the matters to be discussed, an overview of what is to be discussed while the meeting is closed. C1, trusteeship over lot 67 on WAL 53309 and lot 67 on WV 1687, renewal of term of lease over lot 67 on WV 1687. C2, planning consultancy services, Balonne Shire Council. C3, amendment to council's fees and charges schedule, gas tariff charges 2025-26. LC1, tender 25028, contract award for Miss Campbell and Queen Street Cycleway Upgrade. LC2, tender 25016, contract award for 2024-2025 road rehabilitation. And that's it.
Thanks, Councillor Burkett. A seconder. Councillor Hancock. I'll put that all in favour.
Yes.
At 7-0. We're enclosed. All right, councillors. C1, trustee over lot 67 on WAL 53309 and lot 67 on WV 1687, renewal of term lease over lot 67 on WV 1687. Is there a mover? There is. Councillor Brumpton.
I move that council amend resolution number OM 05.2025/46 to read as follows. That Council 1, advise the Department of Natural Resources and Mines, Manufacturing and Regional and Rural Development of its acceptance of the offer of trusteeship over lot 67 on WAL 53309 and lot 67 on WV 1687. 2, offer no objection to the renewal of term lease over lot 67 on WV 1687. 3, authorise the Chief Executive Officer or Delegate to sign documentation in relation to this decision.
Thanks, Councillor Brumpton. Seconder. Councillor Burkett. Mover wish to speak?
Just to acknowledge that the reason for this amendment is that the department had missed putting a lot number on the original notice to us, so we're amending that to pick that up.
Thanks, Councillor Brumpton. Speaker against? Further speaker for? I'll put the resolution. Those in favour?
Yes.
That's 7-0 carried. Item C2, planning consultancy services, Balonne Shire Council. Is there a mover? There is. Councillor Hancock.
I move that council authorise the Chief Executive Officer or Delegate to execute the agreement with Balonne Shire Council for the period of 21 July 2025 to 30 June 2027 as presented.
And a seconder. Councillor Flynn, does the mover wish to speak?
Thank you. I just want to acknowledge that council has been doing this agreement with the Blonde Shire Council now for many years, and it has been successful. We also acknowledge that whilst our team is busy, priority stays with Maranoa Regional Council. But only, was it last week or the week before, when we were down at Canberra at the National Local Government Conference, we heard from councils who are really, really struggling with getting specialised services out into the regions and how that's holding them up. I think that this is a great way of sharing our professional services in our region and helping a neighbour out whilst we're still prioritising our planning.
Thanks, Councillor Hancock. Speaker against? Further speaker for? I'll put the resolution. Those in favour?
Yes.
That's carried 7-0. C3, amendment to council's fees and charges schedule, gas tariff charges 2025-26. Is there a mover? There is. Councillor Davis.
Thank you. I'd like to move that council approve and amend the fees and charges schedule for gas tariff charges as listed in the report, effective from 1st of September 2025.
Sorry. 1st of...
And as well as effective from 1st of October 2025.
Thanks, Councillor Davis. Is there a seconder? There is. Councillor Brumpton. Does the mover wish to speak?
Just briefly, this is in line with increasing our fees and charges. We've recently signed the new gas supply agreement, and this will be an increase of 5%.
Thanks, Councillor Davis. Speaker against? For speaker for? I'll put the resolution. Those in favour?
Yes.
That's carried 7-0. Moving on to LC1, tender 250028, contract award for Miss Campbell and Queen Street Cycleway Upgrade. Is there a mover? There is. Councillor Brumpton.
I move that Council 1 select Roma Earth Moving Proprietary Limited as the preferred tenderer for the Miss Campbell and Queen Street Cycleway Upgrade project for an estimated contract sum of $598,617.25, excluding GST. 2, authorise the Chief Executive Officer or delegate to enter into final negotiations with the tenderer, noting the anticipated contract sum value above, and execute the contract if the final terms and project delivery conditions are acceptable. 3, authorise the nominated superintendent for council, the delegation to order variations up to the value of the approved project budget, noting the nature of the contract and the requirement to use variations to achieve project goals.
Thanks, Councillor Brumpton. Is there a seconder? There is. Councillor Burkett. Does the mover wish to speak?
No.
Anyone against? No. I'll put the resolution. Those in favour?
Yes.
That's carried 7-0. LC2, tender 25016, contract award for 2024-2025 road rehabilitation program. Is there a mover? There is. Councillor Davis.
Thank you. I'd like to move that council select Stablecorp Pty Ltd as the preferred tenderer for the 24-25 road rehabilitation package for an estimated contract sum of $1,793,353.84, excluding GST. 2, authorise the Chief Executive Officer or delegate to enter into final negotiations with the tenderer, noting the anticipated contract sum value above, and execute the contract if the final terms are acceptable. 3, authorise the nominated superintendent for council, the delegation to order variations up to the value of the approved project budgets, noting the schedule of rates, nature of the contract, and the requirement to use variations to achieve project goals. 4, note the patch repairs on Mount Moffat Road, Part B, between chainage 55 to 62 kilometres, will be completed under the upcoming Queensland Reconstruction Authority funded flood damage event 15/16 program, fulfilling the requirements of resolution number OM/08.2024/49, items 2 and 3.
Thanks, Councillor Davis. There's a seconder. There is. Councillor Burkett. Does the mover wish to speak?
Just to say that we received quite a few responses, which is always good going out for tenders. It's Stablecorp has presented the best value for money, and happy to support this motion.
Thanks, Councillor Davis. Speaker against? Further speaker for? I'll put the resolution. Those in favour?
Yes.
That's carried 7-0. Now, that looks like the end. Any further business, councillors? No? With that, I'll say thanks very much for your attendance, and I'll close the meeting at 10:18 a.m.
Pressure at all.